Dire Bear. It's Tuesday night, so of course that means we're playing Remnant Shadow, our Star Wars actual play. I'm your Game Master for the evening, Jason. And with me as usual will be Duba playing Doc, Rappy playing Keltzer, Eric playing the Captain, Sarah playing Io, and Jeremy playing Ozen. And I'm assuming y'all remember where we left off last time.
Mm-hmm.
Being escorted by a bunch of droids to be interrogated.
Very aggressively escorted.
Probably aggressively interrogated, who knows.
Find out in a sec.
But yes, you had... Well, yeah, I can't say you avoided the Imperial probe droid, but you dealt with it. And in your usual fashion, adopted it shortly thereafter. But you made your way to the station, to the system. Not that houses, that the... Can't talk today. You finally made your way to the system containing these space station you've been looking for. The sister station to Centerpoint Station. Poking around outside, you found some signs that it might have been forcefully entered at some point. You know, there was one docking bay door that looked like it had been cut through and then patched up. But once you sent a signal, the station opened up. It appeared to be empty. And then just as you were beginning to explore good, jumped by a bunch of droids. And that's where we will pick up, as y'all are walking down the hallway surrounded by droids that all seem to be models that date back to the Clone Wars. You of course have Roger on your ship, so you know y'all been traveling with one old battle droid.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, did we bring any of the droids with us?
That is a good question. I'm pretty sure Roger stayed on the ship.
Yes.
I think Roger stayed on the ship and we brought BL. I believe.
Yeah, I was thinking BL had come with you.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the distance, R2 again is just complaining that he never gets to have any fun.
He had too much fun one time. Now he's trying to ride that high.
He fought a speeder and won. We're not trying this again.
Yeah.
Look, he wanted to try it, and then when he did, he's been chasing the dragon ever since.
Yep.
Now I'm just picturing the end of the campaign. You're on like a Superstar Destroyer or something. And R2's just in the engine room, sticking his knife into the reactor.
That tracks for R2.
I don't think I've ever killed off one of y'all's pets before.
I kind of... Well, no, it ran off. It was barely a pet.
Yeah, you had not tamed that one yet. You just stuck it in your pocket for a couple hours and threw it at a stormtrooper.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hang around either. Alright, but y'all are marching down some corridors. You're surrounded mostly by kind of your baseline battle droids. You see a few super battle droids mixed into the bunch. Now I forget. Ozen obviously the captain. Who all is old enough to remember the Clone Wars? I mean, I think y'all are all in your mid-20s or older, so I guess most of you would.
Yeah.
Depending on when Doc rolled off the assembly line, I guess.
Yeah. How are they reacting to Doc being there? Are they just treating him like one of us?
Basically.
Okay.
Now, a few of them have had comments towards VL. And he explains to them that he does not remember what he did in the war. That his memories start basically where y'all rebuilt him. That's kind of where his memory starts. and that he has merely been serving you faithfully.
I used to look up to you, man.
You know, due to a lack of anything else to do. Or due to a lack of any other options. But you're eventually taken into some kind of control room. Judging from what you've seen, this is probably not like the main control room. It seems a little small. But you have, standing up at the front is a tactical droid. Kelter and Doc might not have seen these before. The Captain and Io would probably recognize it just from their kind of techie backgrounds. And, you know, Ozen, given her history. But he stands up. I am TF 212. What has brought you to my station? How did you find us?
Wasn't easy, I'll tell you that much.
And honestly, we weren't even looking for you. You just happened to be here.
Oh, of course. You just happened to find a station hidden for thousands of years.
Oh yeah, we were looking for the station. We weren't looking for you.
So you say. Who do you work for?
They work for me.
And you work for?
Myself.
So a mercenary.
Freelancer, yeah.
Privateer.
And who is employing you to search for this station?
No one. We took that on initiative on our own.
That claim seems dubious. Please, don't waste your time trying to outsmart me.
I'm not.
You are only an organic. It would never work.
I remember droids like you all in the clubs.
No one hired us to find the station. We chose to do it on our own.
How did you become aware of its existence?
Stole data from the Empire.
What's the Empire?
Oh, Lord.
Oh.
Right, you're still from the Clone Wars.
Question for the Mr. Droid. There's another droid back on our ship that I think might have been around during your guys' period. Would you believe him more than us?
A droid that you'd reprogrammed? No, not particularly.
No.
Nice try. Nice
We
try.
hired him.
It's a free agent droid. Roger. He points to the back.
Really? You named him Roger?
One of your walls.
He named himself Roger.
That seems unlikely.
Oh no, unless you talk to him, I guess, but go off.
He turns,
She says, "Get down."
He orders some, like they gave you seats. You're standing. You're all standing.
She sits down on the floor.
But he orders some other battle droids to go out to the ship and basically knock on the door and ask for Roger.
That might work. Did we tell R2 to do R2 things?
I don't know, is R2 going to shoot droids instead of the Empire?
Yes. It's R2.
The captain will calm R2 is like, don't shoot the droids coming to knock on the door, please.
You get a whistle back. So you mentioned an empire. Is that some political faction?
Yes.
How do
Right.
things stand between the Republic and the Separatists?
Doesn't exist anymore.
What did the Separatists call themselves?
Separatists.
They still okay.
Doesn't exist anymore.
Either faction, really.
Who won?
Neither one did.
Yeah.
No one really
Well,
won.
The Empire technically won by taking control of all of the clones and subsuming the Republic into their own by taking it over from within, and the Separatists kind of got... What happened to them exactly?
The Camino's probably won.
Yeah, that's
Paid.
fair. Yeah.
How do you measure one in galactic war? Survivors? People who live
The
the
people
telltale?
who are ruling afterwards.
Neither of them are ruling afterwards.
I've always kind of viewed it as whoever wins in a war like that is whoever gets to bury the most bodies.
Of their own or the other side?
The TF kind of nods. I rather like that definition.
Then for either dynamic, for either metric here, neither side won.
And who rules this empire?
Oh, they're dead too.
Yeah.
Who was it?
Depends on who you ask.
Yeah.
I will give the prison the what do you call it? The prison description of Emperor Palpatine.
That's the Chancellor. He already ran the Republic. So the Empire is the Republic, is what you're telling me.
You ask him, he is the Republic. Yeah, sure.
You're trying to talk in circles. Your feeble minds aren't capable.
History is cyclical. I don't know what to tell you.
But the Chancellor is dead now.
Yes.
So who rules the Empire now?
They are splintered into different factions, as far as I know.
And yeah, there's multiple
just now coming together.
They don't like to talk about it.
They are very insistent that they are all one unified force, but they are not really yet. Only a matter of time, I'm sure, but right now they're not.
Are they warring with each other?
No, just trying to consolidate power. I'm trying to see who has it.
Interesting.
What made a group of people from, or a group of droids from the Clone Wars splinter off and do their own thing?
Do our own thing? We're here under orders.
Ah, I see. Orders from people who are still alive? Or droids still alive?
That is a good question. What has become of Count Dooku? What has become of General Grievous?
Dead.
Well, is Grievous dead?
If he ain't dead, he's close to it.
Fair.
If he ain't dead, he's missing in action.
If he ain't dead, what he isn't alive.
Yeah.
Last I heard, word on the grapevine is he jettisoned after crashing his ship on Coruscant on purpose.
Missing in action, then.
Yeah, he hasn't come back.
Literally gone AWOL.
Yeah.
If he lived, he would likely have made his way here.
Are we about to get a cameo of Count Dooku? Not Dooku.
Grievous.
Grievous.
Yeah, I was about to go, wait a minute.
No, you've seen the movies. He's dead in a door now. Your characters just might not know it.
Kenobi.
Extremely dead.
Yeah.
Oh,
But he died like 5 minutes before Order 66, so the general public may not have gotten that knowledge.
uh-huh.
I haven't read enough of the novels after that to really know.
Mhm.
He's like, how long ago was this?
20 years ago?
20 plus years?
Something to that effect.
Now, if the general's still alive, he would have made his way here. Our purpose was to be a last-ditch reinforcement. We were to cannibalize as much of the station as possible with building more ourselves.
That's a bad idea.
Have you had much success?
Some.
Genuinely curious, because this station and stations like it don't usually like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
There are some parts of the station we've had no trouble dismantling. Other parts have been
Resistant?
troublesome.
Yeah. I wouldn't keep dismantling the station.
We're trying.
Oh, come on, it'll be fun.
Well, they all have to stay maintained.
2 of 3 of them have to.
Well, yeah, as a backup mechanism, but that would really weaken the net.
2 or 3 of what have to maintain?
This isn't the only station.
Well, no, this is... We deduced that this was in some way tied to Centerpoint Station. The similarities are just too numerous.
This sounds like it's going to be a much longer conversation than we need to be having. Look, what do you want?
He wants to know why we're here.
To continue my mission.
And that is?
And you and your knowledge of this station is a danger to that mission.
Alright, what is your mission then?
To build up our forces and be an emergency fallback should things go poorly in the war.
Things went poorly.
It seems odd that none of the...
And the war is over.
It seems very odd that none of the leadership managed to fall back to us, though.
I'm not terribly surprised considering where you are. Look, your mission is over. The war is done. There's no forces left for you to reinforce.
No one opposes this empire?
They are opposed, that's why they lost.
Yeah.
Who did they lose to?
The Rebel Alliance.
A
Last
bunch
I
of
heard is what they're calling themselves.
a bunch of scrappy young people.
Scruffy nerf herders and... No.
Mon Mothma wasn't that young.
She was like the one adult holding it together.
Ozin is saying that with like a little bit of wistful, like, that could have been me.
But you were too busy drinking.
Yep.
I suppose we will have to scout around, make certain what you're telling us is true.
By all means.
I should really thank you for bringing me a ship. That is something we've been lacking here.
Yeah, no.
Well, that's a shame then. I guess I'll simply put my plans on hold because you don't want to share your ship.
Yeah, you didn't say share, you said take.
Droids mean things to droids.
Yes, that's true. And I said what I said.
And considering how cavalier you are about just taking things apart that don't belong to you in the first place.
That you don't understand.
By intergalactic salvage laws, we were perfectly in our rights to salvage this place.
Actually, no, you aren't. Because it's still owned by people.
Who? Who owns this thing? Not been here in thousands of years.
People who kept it here to maintain a prison.
There are no prisoners on board. Well, until your arrival, there were no prisoners on board this station.
What do you know of the Maw?
Cluster of black holes?
There you go.
Your explanation doesn't seem to explain anything.
All three of the stations maintain the Maw, which is a prison for some entity with the capability of annihilating the galaxy as its entirety. Which is why I said you continuing to tear the station apart is a bad idea.
So my mission is somehow threatening the galaxy with a fairy tale monster.
Would you like the data? Because it exists.
Yes, I would very much like the data.
Nio can't tap into the ship from here, can she?
We'd have to go back to our ship to get it.
One of you may return to the ship to fetch it.
Io.
Yeah, I know the codes for it and everything.
Go have fun.
That was so much fun. I'll bring it back here. I can set up a projector and a view screen and everything. I'll get popcorn while I'm there.
Who knows?
make it-
Maybe they'll let us actually start activating bits of the station.
Please make a copy.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah.
I'm not saying that out loud. I'm saying that above table.
I thought she already did make copies.
Yeah, both me and Io in character, like, I'd give someone the original of anything.
Yeah.
The tactical droid just sitting there, watching each of you talk. I had forgotten how much organics babble.
Yeah, well, we can't communicate without opening our mouths. Most of us. I'm the only Twi'lek here, so...
So much
Well,
pointless babbling.
I got this too.
It doesn't change in real time, though.
And he orders a couple of battle droids to take you. And you basically double time it to catch up with that squad that was already headed that way. So you're escorted back. So once you catch up with that squad, there's basically like 7 battle droids around you as they escort you to the Rubicon.
Kind of overkill, but okay.
Well, he'd sent a squad of 5 to investigate the Rubicon.
I'd like to roll for brawling. Wait, no.
All right, I grab this one by the ankle and I swing it over my head.
Grapple it.
Which was actually the end of a fight in a game I ran Saturday.
Why?
But it was a
why
superhero
can
game. So.
Why can I really see her doing that?
She has
as a
her
side
moments
note-
of dumb, but not that dumb.
No, I can absolutely see her like something she can actually.
But if she trusted in the Force,
As a side note, do I see or did I see where they took all of our stuff?
no, they took it from you in the hallway, piled it together, and passed it to one droid, and you've long since lost track of where that droid went.
Okay. I think while they're let me check something real quick. Never mind. I can't do it. Unfortunate.
So anyway, the droids march you out. You march back out into the bay. The ship turret does not rotate towards you.
I appreciate that, R2.
But the gangplank also doesn't open like as you approach.
That's fair. You guys stand back. I will approach it.
No, we're supposed to escort you.
It's not that huge of a ship. I mean, one of you can come with me.
All of us can fit on that ship easily.
I'm one organic. What am I gonna do? Wrestle you?
Organics have done crazier things. Just open the ship.
Fine. R2, Roger, lower the gangplank.
Yeah, the gangplank comes down. Roger's standing at the top, kind of like BO usually does.
Hey, Roger, we found some old friends of yours.
I don't know. They look pretty new.
Oh, they've been taking apart the station to make themselves look newer.
Oh.
Maybe they just have a better skincare regime. I don't know.
One of the droids in the back of your group's like, we hibernate.
Or that. Roger, would you be willing to talk to them? They're not fully either believing or understanding what's going on.
I suppose I could share what I know with them.
Okay. Hold that thought. I'm gonna go get a copy of the data. She'll go to whatever data terminal she needs to go to get a copy of the data.
Okay. One of the battle droids turns around and tells the two others in the group to stand guard at the gangplank, and then the rest of the squad walks up into the ship with you.
Don't bother the R2 unit.
Very jumpy.
Just R2 rolling out with like a bandolier of thermal detonators. Unless
Yeah, you go and you fetch them.
Yeah, just copies and everything.
Okay. One of them takes that from you.
I was gonna hand it to whatever.
And they march back out.
She tells R2 to put the gangplank back up after they leave. R2, feel free to hang out in your usual spot. Just wait for, I'm sure Captain will contact you if anything needs to be done.
Now, you're talking to him through a comm unit that they're handing you and then taking back. Because they took all your gear.
Well, or if he was anywhere on the ship, like when she was doing this, she would have been like, just hang out in the turret like you usually do, and yeah. She's fine saying it in front of the other droids. They don't know what he usually does. He could be knitting up there.
Yes, it's knitting needles he has in that secret compartment. That's what it is.
Yeah. Shank, lightsaber hiding spot, and knitting needles. Made himself a little dome warmer.
But so the rest of you are just sort of standing around, waiting on Io to get back. The tactical droid is sitting down, drumming his fingers on a table.
Yeah, I'd say something. I'd say something like, "Oh yeah, you would have hated the Empire. They treated droids like shit."
Most likely, they felt threatened by us. Finally, he gets bored enough that he's like, "Bring me their stuff." And you see him start going through the little bag of stuff. You know, he plays the lightsaber. Which one of you was the Jedi?
Howdy.
If anything in the room moves unexpectedly, shoot her. Turns lightsaber off, puts it back in the bag, looking through other stuff. Seems interested in some of the guns, you know, because some of you may have newer guns that he has seen before.
I'm going to move something with my mind. That's what I'm going to do.
Get down, Mr. President.
The battle droids behind you, you could. Jedis have done stranger stuff. You can't trust a Jedi. Sometimes they surrender and then kill everybody anyway.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
Yeah, I know what scene you're referencing to there.
So does Ozin.
The tactical droid does look over at Doc. How long have you been serving these organics?
It's been a handful of years.
They say you had a gun on you. That's unusual for a medical droid.
True. Unfortunately, some protocols had to be rewritten in order to help protect.
You no harm.
Mm.
Take no shit.
Well, they're not. Your friends aren't going to be in need of a medical droid. You know, while in our care. If you're looking for some new, but if you're looking at some new purpose, for some new purpose in your existence, we could probably reprogram you to be better at fighting.
Again, I see the doc just kind of stands there, accepting the data, eyes kind of blinking, like as if the processor's working, and trying to debate on the information bestowed upon him. And then again, at that point, both his eyes just kind of light up. It's like, interesting. Could prove useful. Need further thought.
It would be far easier for us to reprogram you to be, a soldier than to recycle you into a soldier. And that's what you walk into, IO, is, the tail end of his exchange with Doc.
It's like, well, I would hand this over to you, but motions whichever battle droid has it.
Hard to tell. They all look very similar.
General motion of hand waving.
One of them carries over there. He's just looking at that, and
Roger here, the droid we were talking about.
I was about to ask which one of those was yours, and Roger corrects him that actually I'm an independent droid. You see several other battle droids kind of look at each other and mumble amongst themselves at the idea of being independent.
Broke free of the collective?
And he starts questioning Roger and, kind of verifying some of the stuff you've said. Then he stops. He orders the battle droids to, take you away, lock you up. He assures you that he will speak with you again soon. They escort you out of the room as he continues to talk to Roger.
They only asked for weapons when they took stuff from us, right?
I believe they took...
Specifically said weapons, I think.
Yeah, because I think Io dropped her pistol.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't drop anything else. She's not going to try anything yet, but I just want to
I
know
want
if
to
I
say
have
they
it on me or
searched you,
not.
because I know they took the lightsaber.
Yeah, but would they know what, the security kit looks like?
Let's roll and see how smart.
I'm down for that.
Alright, let's see.
I figure the fingerprint thing isn't going to do jack because no fingers.
Alright, so a regular old battle droid's technical is 1 dice. Out.
Hey.
Oh, that's right, they have a very
Alright,
limited
guys.
intelligence. Where's my cheat
Follow
sheets?
orders, don't create them.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright. They did not take your security kit.
Cool. Noted.
It was clearly not a weapon, so it didn't occur to them that it was something dangerous. They took weapons, they took comms, because they know the value of a comm unit. But yeah, they would have taken that. If you got that dim sim, whatever it's called, they would have taken that.
Now, Shelly probably would have taken her security kit.
But they march you off into a decent sized room. Clearly it's a storage room and not like a jail cell that they already had. But they do lock the door behind you.
In the walk-in closet.
Oh, it's a little bigger than that. It's, 13 by 13, 12 by 12, something like that.
Really fancy walk-in closet. All together, though?
Yeah, they just lock y'all in one big room. So y'all are now alone in a room.
Ozen's gonna look around.
They did not take BL with you though. BL is there with Roger. I completely blanked that BL was in the room. The tactical droid been talking to BL the same way he's talking to Roger. Making him that job offer basically.
What about Doc then? Did he?
Well, he'd already made the pitch to Doc, and Doc was like mulling it over.
Oh, okay. I thought they were just shoving all the organics and.
No, just the players.
Okay.
I'd like to roll search to see if there's any bugs in here before I speak freely.
If IOC is Ozen doing that, she'll help.
Okay. Both of you can give me rolls.
Search.
Yes.
23.
19.
Alright, you don't find any bugs.
Okay.
The room is pretty much empty. The only ways in or out is the door you're pushed through. And there's a decent sized vent, but it's way up on the roof or the ceiling. And the ceilings are probably 15 feet high here.
I'll stand on your shoulders, you stand on their shoulders.
Should have appeared to me yet.
It's the Elden Ring summon horses to stack on top of each other.
So, wasn't expecting that.
That was an interesting blast from the past.
Were they always like that?
How old do you think I am?
You said it was an interesting blast from the past. I didn't know if it was your past or just past.
Yes, they were always like that.
Okay.
The biggest and best built one always thinks they're in charge and has the super IQ when they really don't.
Ah, so just like regular people.
They're just like us, for real.
Well, hopefully Roger tells them something they want to hear. No, he just kind of flops down against the wall.
Or they'll keep trying to poach people, I guess.
The captain's just offended. They were trying to hire my employees right out from under me.
Yeah, he is. He doesn't like that very much.
But at least they haven't shot at you yet, so they got that going for them. A little bit later, the door opens. Roger and BL are escorted in. And you can see that there's, a few battle droids in the hallway. Some that escorted Roger, and then some that, are kind of up against the wall. Clearly the door is being guarded. BL looks around. This is cozy.
Yeah, just a bit.
Get a couple of, tapestries, maybe a throw pillow, floor cushion, and cozy it right up.
Rogers looks around. Dibs on the top bunk.
Top bunk?
BL looks at him. I'm assuming knows and kind of looks at him. I worked in law enforcement. Prisoners always say that when they walk into the cell the first time.
Fair enough. What do they pitch to you guys?
Joining up with him. Roger's like, you've done. Trying to welcome me back into the fold. Tell me how I'd probably rather be with them than, with a bunch of organics. But they strike me as a little too eager to fight a war that's,
Been over for 20 years?
Yeah, been done a long time.
I mean, if they've been... Go ahead.
Apparently, by their standards, it'd be easier to reprogram me to a soldier. Little did they know, I actually enjoy my profession.
Roger sort of. I've preferred law enforcement to to warfare myself. Not that you don't still get shot at, but
Much less often.
To be fair, if I was actually stuck in a normal clinic, I would never have to worry about gunfire. But as I've come to learn, where is the fun in that?
and BL basically they were offering him the same thing.
Hmm.
While none of them were at the siege of Mandalore, the tactical droid knows what BL is. He recognizes the make and model.
So, and you didn't want to join them?
Not right at this moment, no.
Never wanted to insight check a droid so badly in my life.
I mean, do we have insight check?
Unfortunately not.
Well, wouldn't it be like a con, maybe, or
Could be lying. Last time we were doing it, it was like a perception check.
yeah?
But
So
anyway,
it's
Bill
okay.
asks, "How are we getting? So how are we getting out of here?"
Still
They
working
have
on
our-
that.
I
they have
holding
our
up.
weapons.
I holding up security kit. Like, I mean, this will
Odin's
at least
still
get us
like
through doors.
Odin's still like they have our weapons, so we'd have to that'd be first and foremost. And then I just look behind him to see Io with the security kit, like that'll work.
They don't have all of our weapons. I mean, we have a small armory on the ship, don't we? Still.
He has to get
The,
to the
dro-
ship.
the droids you let into the ship did not search the ship or anything.
Yeah. Were they outside the door or anything? Like the door that they just locked us in.
Bill and Roger both speak up. Yes, there were 4 droids out there guarding it when our escorts walked in. We can assume that's at least the minimum they've got out there now.
It's probably a safe bet.
I'm going to want my repeating blaster back.
I think Ozen's gonna want her lightsaber back too.
I likewise would like that repeating blaster back.
For purely sentimental reasons, right?
Oh no, I want to give it to BL and watch him have some fun.
Well, vents clear up there. There's no other way really in or out. Did he say anything about talking to us later, or did he just be like, "Here, go stew in here until you die"?
Well, when he marched y'all off, he said he'd talk to y'all later.
Yeah.
Bill goes, yeah, he didn't really say anything other than just putting us in here with you.
Mm-hmm.
We really have a way to reprogram droids on the fly, and especially if there's 4 or more out there, one of them will get suspicious.
But
I wonder.
yeah, Bill speaks to me. I do still have my stun field.
But would it work on droids?
I feel like it would specifically work better on droids than it would on,
You also have your claws too, unless they took those out.
They trimmed his
No, they did not.
nails.
They did not check me for modifications.
Declawing is really,
That's
fucked
very
up.
inhumane.
It's super inhumane.
Like cutting off the first knuckle of your finger.
Okay.
But yeah, he tells you the getting past the battle droids outside probably won't be too challenging. They're not very bright. He looks over at Roger. Present company excluded.
I'm down for anything, but what do we do once we're through them? Do we just, I hate to say, disable all of them, but is that what we need to do? Is that what we have to do to make sure the station stays intact, or
Unless there's a way to disseminate or reprogram it through whatever link they have.
They don't have like the droid control brains on it like they did on their ships at the very beginning of the war.
they're not Borg?
Ha.
In saying that, if you reprogram the leader, you might as well have.
He'd be difficult to get at, I'm sure. I mean, for all their arrogance and how they're such blowhards, they are actually fairly intelligent. This is all BL talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, or we could just wait here a little bit and see if he shows back up. How long has it been since we got dropped in here?
Oh, an hour or two.
I'm up for trying anything, but I'd rather not just be like, all right, it's been 2 hours. Time to decimate the entire station.
Look, I know the station's very important, but it's been 2 hours. I'm bored. Let's go.
Just clawing at the walls.
Look, rebuilding civilization will be less boring than this. Let's go.
Have plenty of things to do.
I don't mind waiting for a little while, but not forever.
They know
Perhaps
our
we could
mechanics.
plan while we wait.
Yeah. It's not bugged or anything, and
for now.
do the droids outside have better than average hearing? She says, kind of looking at BL and Roger.
Standard battle droids do not. And
that's what was
nothing I saw about any of these seemed to be unusual.
And we shouldn't have to worry about, being heard too much. I mean, don't yell our plans. I will be right back. Phone call.
Yeah.
Bill tells you, Captain, that he hasn't gotten any indication from the tactical droid as to how many droids they have on the station. I mean, past the hallways, he's pretty sure he's seen 100 or so. But the station's the size of a city. There's no telling how many could be on here.
Yeah, especially if there were to be the reinforcements for a war. And
There could be thousands. Those other docking bays could be full of them. He doesn't know.
No.
Though he did mention to me that they had stopped making more. They were out of certain key components, and certain parts of the station seem to be resisting their attempts to salvage it. And then they were finding some parts they didn't know what did and couldn't use. They were supposed to continue getting supplies, but that, of course, didn't happen once the war was over. And they had no ships to go foraging for their own anywhere.
trying to see if there's an angle we can play here. As if that tactical droid remains as obnoxious as he has been, I'm not sure what we could do, but at the same time, if we manage to, get allied with him or somehow, that's a pretty sizable force.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's a pretty heavy force multiplier.
Roger speaks up. Well, many of the droids are in hibernation mode any given time.
Mm-hmm.
He did mention that.
Yeah. He mentioned that while we were there, too.
Actually, for the player characters, only Io was there for that one. That was one of the droids with her that mentioned that.
Oh, okay. Well, at this point, I guess it boils down to, is there anything we can leverage to try to get some form of advantage over them?
BL tells you he wants your ship.
Oh, I'm well aware of that. He's not getting my ship.
Yeah, he definitely wants your ship, and he is clearly concerned about damaging it if he has to take it by force.
We fight. We can have a fight by the ship.
That could be something we could leverage, too. Did he mention, talking to you all while we were gone, why he wants my ship?
To leave the station. Even after speaking with me and Roger, he doesn't seem completely convinced that we've been completely truthful with him. Or perhaps it's just an overabundance of caution. He feels there's bound to be some remnant of the separatist forces still out there. Some of their leadership in hiding something that they could be the army for. He seems very single-minded about it. Though I suppose if he's been locked in here obsessing about it for 20 years.
Yeah.
That would drive an organic mind mad. It can't be good for a droid either.
Yeah. I can't imagine it would be.
Did they look through the information at all? Do you know?
Yes, he was going through that the whole time we were. He was talking to us. Seemed disrespectful to be reading while talking to someone.
Did he?
Guess that's an indication of how we could expect to be treated if we took him up on his job offer.
Yeah. We're more fun too.
Oh yes, I love spending so much time staring at the inside bay of your ship. He seems very doubtful of the force creature imprisoned in the mall.
I mean, wasn't there proof of when it escaped previous times and various resulting things of that?
Yes, there is some evidence that backs up the ideal. There's definitely a cycle of civilization builds up and gets wrecked.
but just thinks it's a fairy tale used to explain that.
He's leaning that way, at least. On the other hand, Jedi's are real, so he seemed quite delighted to know that there aren't very many of them anymore.
Oh, you know.
I can't blame him for that, though. Present company excluded. They did seem like a bunch of cheaters. The rest of us having to play by the laws of physics.
Now, only the most powerful ones were able to like defy physics.
Says the Jedi who's lifted up stuff and thrown it for giggles. Maybe not giggles, but thrown it.
No, I'm pretty sure there were some giggles in there.
Might have been giggling.
Might have.
Looking at Ozen.
Don't know what you're talking about.
I'm not gonna lie, if I could lift up things and throw them with my mind, I would giggle while doing it. I wouldn't be a good Jedi.
It takes immense concentration.
Yeah, but it would be spectacular and fun. You can
Oh,
concentrate and giggle.
Don't misunderstand. It was spectacular and fun, but I had to work really hard at that.
Fair.
One of these days, I want you to do like some mad scientist laughter as you're chucking a boulder at something.
Like Toph and Avatar.
Not a lot of
I'm
boulders
the
on the station,
Watermelon
though.
Lord!
Yeah. Just don't light it on fire.
Well, if it comes to it here, you might get your wish.
So did we come to a decision of burn it all to the ground, or wait a little longer and see what happens, or...
Well, I'm okay with waiting for a little bit, but do we have... You've got your kit. We could break out if it takes too long.
Well, yeah, and work our way through the area, but either get back to the ship and get weapons, or go get weapons back. On one hand, it'd be useful to have a presence on the station. On the other hand, they've already kind of cannibalized part of it.
Well, if we could get to the control room, we could see. Between Ozen and I, we could maybe activate some things.
Actually.
See what's working, see what's not.
We'd definitely be on a time crunch once they know we're out of the room.
We can always tell them we know how to activate things in the station.
I mean, from the data you pulled, it said that the station can be moved a little bit, right? We could leverage that too. We'd have to figure it out, but...
Yeah. Up to y'all. At this point, honestly, I'm just here for the ride.
Let's wait for them to see if... I don't know.
How about we wait and see if the lead droid comes back? Not for, 24, 48 hours or anything, because... I mean, I want to have, dinner or a snack later. but may as well wait a couple more hours in the grand universal scheme of things. May not matter.
Yeah.
Or you doom the world with your procrastination. Dun, dun, dun.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah. Let's be real here.
Io just knows they've been running and gunning a lot of stuff recently. She wants to try to for once resolve it with stuff that doesn't involve her suplexing a droid.
Yeah.
Love to see you try.
But isn't there some little part in the back of her brain that wants to suplex a droid?
I mean, I didn't up my brawling to 5G for nothing.
Oh, look, it's a battle droid. Oh,
I really
he's still
wanna
moving.
see that
Elbow drop.
I really want to see that happen now.
The Twi'lek's elbow!
I'm just saying, next season could be Intergalactic Lucha Libre League. Just throwing that out there. I think I want to add that to the list.
The list is fairly short right now, so it could be added.
I also got one that was on the list that Esper Genesis beat it out that I'm thinking about putting back on the list.
Which one?
The one that was using Chaosium's basic role playing. I think I called it the Dire Century. It's based in Huntsville. Chaos has come back into the world. Magic's real. Technology is only really reliable in cities where humanity's kind of makes order a little more. So the further you get from the baseline city, the less reliable guns are, but the better magic works. And then you've got, mystical creatures and stuff. Huntsville's basically a city-state.
Okay, what is this? I had a tiny child that wanted attention.
It was one of the games I put forth for the first season that Esper Genesis beat out that I'm thinking about putting back on the list this go around. Uses Chaosium's basic role playing, so the base mechanics would be like Call of Cthulhu or RuneQuest.
It sounds interesting. I mean, my go-to is still going to be Lancer.
Yeah. I was looking at how small and puny and pathetic the list was for this coming year.
It's not even in the double digits. What is this?
Honestly, that's probably for the best, though. Let's be real here.
I was also looking at how many of them I put on there that I'm like, I don't really want to run that now.
We need 13 games to decide from, though.
That is just a hassle. Let's not this time.
Come on.
But another couple will be okay. Because we'll do the voting next month. Because I think it was October 24th that we wrapped up the voting last time.
Yeah. But back to waiting.
But yes, back to this game. All right, so y'all sit and stew for a few hours.
Mm-hmm.
Then unexpectedly the door opens. There's a massive droid there. Including a super battle droid. Come with us, please.
Okay.
It is
Io
time for you
getting
to
up.
We have to feed and walk you.
Oh, great, guys. We're pets now. Please don't throw me at a stormtrooper.
One of the battle droids. What's a stormtrooper?
Oh, yes.
Don't, yeah.
And he just kind of falls behind. No, really. What's a stormtrooper? You hear another battle droid. Sounds intimidating.
They're really
They're
not.
not.
Truly not.
Honestly, you all are probably better than them.
Actually, I think they kind of replaced you guys.
Yeah, that's right, they did.
They're worse at their job, but more plentiful, so they've been able to replace you.
Is that why that other battle droid had to get a job?
Stormtroopers taking our jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, you're marched not to that same room. This is a smaller room. But you're marched in there. They've got water for you. They tell you they don't really have any food on the station.
got food on our ship.
Did the other station have any kind of like food prep area or anything?
That's a good point.
Center Point Station. They probably had a hydroponic stuff set up, but whether it was actually part of the station or whether it was something that they brought into the station, who knows? For a station this size, surely they've got something. But whether it's up and running or not is anybody's guess.
Yeah.
I will turn to one of them. Do you happen to know if the station has like a food bays or anything like that?
Hydroponics array.
Yeah.
Vending machines?
Vending machine? No. Hydroponics, the droid, like maybe. There's an entire section of the ship where we can't safely move around, or the station that we can't safely move around in.
Because of your poaching of parts, or because it's sealed off?
Looks at other bow droid. Which would you say that was? Probably both.
I mean, considering what happened at the last one, probably the poaching of parts.
At first, the station didn't react to what we were doing, and then there were certain parts that it started defending itself.
I guess fucking around and finding out is just universal.
Universal constant is not gravity or light or anything.
Yeah.
It's fucking around and finding out.
Play stupid
Although I
games.
guess they've done very little finding out.
But
Okay.
she points at Ozan and Aira. They might be able to talk to the station, you know.
That's not our decision to make.
Oh, come on. You gotta walk us anyways. We could go by the section.
One of the droids is like, and his friend's like, sounds like an attempt to escape. I wouldn't risk it.
Where are we gonna go? There's like, how many of you and how many of us? You have our weapons anyways.
Well, there's 7 of you, and there's a lot of us.
You don't know how many of you there are?
Not my job. Somebody probably knows.
Dang, that was Io trying to get like a number on how many there were.
Mm-hmm.
You have to try it with the tactical droid.
Look, point is, what you are in charge of is taking us on a walk. Did they give
And
us
we walked you down here to feed you.
Yeah, we need enrichment as well, though.
Money?
No, enrichment, like things to keep our mind occupied so we don't get bored and lethargic.
Oh,
And
yes.
yeah.
The tactical droid complains about that sort of thing all the time.
Exactly.
We need some sort of center for that, some sort of enrichment center.
Takes us to the internet cafe on the station.
Well, would you like us to see if there is one?
Space Starbucks.
It's not really our decision to make.
Could you ask?
I don't have to ask. I know it's not our decision to make.
Could you ask whoever it is their decision to make?
Well, yes, the tactical droid will be, or yeah, the TF droid will be here shortly. And sure enough, he shows up. He's got one of your comms. The R2 unit you left on your ship seems to be in the turret.
Yeah,
he
that's
does.
where he likes to hang out.
He likes being tall.
I sent a couple of engineer units to examine your ship. They didn't quite make it to your ship.
Yeah, because you sent them there without me.
Or at least one of us.
R2 doesn't really have arms. How in the world did he use the turrets?
He's got knives, too.
He's very talented.
Oh, he's gonna be upset that you spoiled the knife surprise for him. Anyway, tell him to stand down, and I'll send Bill and Roger to fetch you some food.
While you're here, we have a question.
Yes. I'm certainly the person on this station most likely to be able to answer any question you have.
Yeah. Do you have any kind of hydroponics bay here that you haven't pissed off?
The station
Pets
has
are
such
angry.
things, yes.
Yeah. Think you could walk us that way, since they're apparently not allowed to.
That is getting close to the section that the station likes to defend.
I'm well aware of that.
Last,
Get it open.
yeah, the last station really liked these two. Not station, but similar technology.
Oh, where was this at?
Tit for a tat, take us there.
Very well. Answer my question, and I will take some of you then.
Well, it has to be at least two of us.
Two of you it is then.
It was on a planet.
So yeah, there you go.
Hold on, I'll offer this. It was tide locked.
Tide locked. It had Killix.
Mm-hmm.
Killix, yes, I see.
You're like, I'm not interested in that planet anymore.
Oh, they're also going through their rage season.
So probably wouldn't go there.
Oh,
very
raid season, yes, of course, of course. Well documented the raid season.
well.
He's
You
leaving
have
you with
no
the
idea what
impression he
I'm
may not
talking
have ever heard of a Killick.
Yep.
It's infested with giant murderous kittens.
So, shall we go?
Very well. Captain Ozen, come with me. The rest of you stay here and relax.
Like a spa day.
Enjoy your.
And
rage season.
they escort you, and it's far enough away that they actually bring a vehicle around. Think of it as a speeder version of like a golf cart.
Just picturing Austin Powers.
Why can I see that? Why did you put that in my brain? How dare you?
You're welcome.
See, that was not a stream I expected to cross. So anyway, y'all load him in this little sled thing, and he zips along.
It's us. Are you surprised?
So you zip along for a mile or so. You change levels a time or two, and then they pull up next to a hallway. This is as far as we will go. I am curious to see how the station reacts to you entering this area.
Oh, it likes to attack.
It has been attacking us with ion-based weaponry.
Oh, that's bad for you guys.
Yes, particularly. I am curious if it will react the same to organics. Do try to come back in one piece. I do so enjoy our conversations.
I'm sure you do.
Also, don't be gone more than an hour.
We'll be gone however long it takes for us to be gone to get this working. There's no telling what the station might do.
If you die, make sure your corpses are back here in an hour.
I'll make sure it makes
Else,
some nice
else I may
environmental
have to
storytelling.
may have to deal sternly with your compatriot.
Well, if we can sweet talk the station might have to deal more sternly with you if you do so.
Oh, see, now you're making it seem like it's an unsafe idea for me to send you out.
Well, then don't make it safe. Don't make it unsafe for you to do so. Good day. And then he just walks.
Yeah.
As Oz is climbing out, one of the battle droids turns towards her. Seriously, y'all probably shouldn't be gone too long. He gets bored quick. He didn't use the word hostage, but you know, your buddies are hostages. I'm just saying.
I made a note of that.
Y'all head down the hallway, and you're not very far along before you see a couple of battle droids just lay down on the ground.
Do they have any weapons?
Yes, they were both armed with blasters.
I'll take a blaster. Just so I have something.
Yeah. Captain will take one too, but he'll leave it holstered.
Mm-hmm.
Would it fit in your holster?
No, as in he's putting it on the strap on his back where he usually keeps his rifle.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
No, it absolutely would not fit in his normal holster at all.
Just keep spinning in a circle.
Yeah.
But the tactical droid had, of course, given you directions to where this area was. And sure enough, you walk in there, and it's just glancing at it, you're not sure if you would have recognized that it was hydroponics. But being told where it's at, you can kind of see, okay, that's probably the containers. You can kind of piece together what it is. Then, it's set up a little differently than what you've seen before.
Yeah. Captain's like, is it bad that I really want to see if we can just live here?
People live on Center Point for their entire lives.
Yeah. I know.
It'd be a nice place to retire to.
Though, so.
Yeah. Could be a nice place to retire to. Provided we, she keeps going.
We get to that point, yeah.
We'll get there when we get there. Anything shooting at us?
No, there's been no reaction to you.
I will speak out loud in Keelik and ask to start the hydroponics. See if that does anything.
Well, some of the equipment is making a little bit of noise already, so go ahead and give me a, I guess, search.
Search?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is basically kind of your awareness or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Say, 13.
Okay. Yes, you realize most of the equipment in this room actually may already be functioning.
Ah.
Some of the big pipes between larger containers, you kind of put your ear to it, you can hear water flowing through them. There's a slight hum coming from some of the equipment.
Is it going anywhere?
Well, this room's got this huge system.
Mm-hmm. So it's like it's over
Of
irrigation.
what you finally realize are probably like tanks, and then there's stuff connecting the tanks. And some of that's what you hear water running through.
I put my ear to one of them. Huh. These things are on.
So they're already functioning?
Seems to be.
Think the station might have started them when we got on board?
Wonder if organic showed up. It's possible. I wasn't here when we got here, obviously.
Yeah, that's fair. Do we see any, like, panels, like, with the handprint?
There are control panels, but none of them with the weird little handprint that you guys have been having to use.
Okay. Well, you want to go look at the control panel, see if...
Yeah. Take a look and see what's on it.
Yeah, well, go over to the control panel.
Okay. These controls look like they're set up for Killick hands more than human hands.
Is it
Yeah.
set
I
up
mean, there's a
in
lot of
Helix?
crossover. Anybody can use it, but
Just the keys are all spread out, so you're not accidentally hitting a bunch of them with your claws.
at least some of the Killick's limbs, I think, had fingers, but they were like, less fingers and bulkier fingers. So yeah, there's a lot of spacing.
Is it in Keelik or is it in basic?
It's in Killick.
Okay. So I can kind of decipher it, like reading after it for a little bit.
Could we maybe ask the station to put it in basic?
I will actually.
I mean, that's what happened with the last one. It scanned our ship and started.
I just say out loud, hey, can you, and Keelik could be like, can this be in basic?
There's no response to your spoken command.
Okay. Just double checking. Then I'll
as you
see if
as you poke around in the system, though, you do find a way to change the language. And then it comes in basic, and the captain can read it. And sure enough, this just looks like a control panel for the hydroponic garden. There are several error messages from other locations in the station that are apparently disabled.
Hydroponics is working though.
And from the logs, the system kicked on. The system basically kicked on when you sent the signal to the station.
Interesting.
It's like some automated system went, oh, there are people here now.
Hydroponics in this world, are they instantaneous, or does it still need a minute to like grow and stuff?
It's probably faster than it would be trying to do something like that in the real world, but it's still gonna take a little while. Though
I ask because
going through the system, it does seem to be prioritizing fast growing stuff first.
Okay. Does it have an ETA?
Yes, it will have. The first crop will be coming in a couple of days.
Okay.
But the first crop is some sort of algae.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound very appetizing.
It also needs the algae to like grow the other stuff. Probably.
And looking at it, like I said, doesn't seem very appetizing, but it would be safe for humans and near humans to eat. Most of the foodstuffs seem to be based on the Killick diet, which there's a lot of crossover with humans as far as that goes. And then some of it seems like something that might be more for a humanoid species, maybe the family itself, assuming they eat. You really don't know. But like I said, it starts with the algae because that's fast growing, so it gets something that can be used quickly, and then it starts spreading out to fruits and vegetables and whatnot.
So it seems to be prioritizing things that can get moving immediately to sustain an organic population. Okay. These stations are smart.
Yeah, well, Centerpoint was pretty similar, except it was already, used by the time we got there, so...
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's just a waiting game here. I guess we do have to get back to the ship to get food.
Yeah.
But we have us as, if the droids want to explore other portions, they're going to have to treat us decently, at least.
Cool, cool. What other parts were on or disabled? Cool, cool.
Yeah, that would be something that needs checking.
Doesn't another check that. She was just checking the organics.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing
Oh,
that
but
came up was
it was on the screen.
the only thing that came up
Yeah.
on the screen was other hydroponic stations throughout the station.
Okay.
Yeah.
This system only seems to be dealing with the hydroponics.
Yep.
Right.
So the other hydroponics on the other sections of the ship are non-functioning.
Yeah, either they haven't started up, they're busted, or maybe they got salvaged by the droids. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's not giving you a precise. It gives you like floors and whatnot, but not a precise map of where all this stuff is.
Mm-hmm.
But it's sticks such and such, and all that.
Cool.
Yeah. Wells, could we maybe get it to tell us anything else? Like check on other parts of the station maybe while we're here?
Oh, give me a.
Computer use. This is literally computer use.
Yeah, I just can't remember exactly what it was called. I pulled up. Who did I pull up? Oh, I pulled up IOs. Okay, that explains why the security was so high.
Mm.
Yeah, computer program and repair. I guess would be the one. So whichever one of you wants to do that.
Tab. Yours is probably higher than mine.
Let's see, computer programming and repair. There's the sheet. Okay, that new table is just screwing with me. I have a 3D in it.
One more dice than me.
Oh. I got 8.
You got an 8.
Yeah, I'm no IO.
Yeah, no.
She has 60.
The two of you
Yeah.
added together probably isn't an IO.
Yeah.
No. We're one dice less of an IO.
She's very specialized.
Mm-hmm.
Computer programming and brawling.
Well, you got to keep a healthy mind, or a healthy body to keep a healthy mind. So,
Exactly.
you're specialized in one physical activity, and then, you're a couple of mental activities.
Mental
But no,
activity is actually the brawling one. Because you have to be mental to do that.
Yeah, ain't wrong.
So, no, you're not able to get any information out of this thing other than stuff on the hydroponics.
Yeah. Well,
The only other information you pick up is it's got a report on like an unusual amount of failures in trying to get the plant stuff, the stuff to start growing. It has succeeded now, but it's like the it's like a lot of the seeds had basically gone old enough that even the seeds had basically gone bad for some of them.
Well,
But
so that happens when you lay dormant for 20 years.
Yeah. But it's got it up and going now, and then once it gets it up and going, well, the plants produce their own after that. should be self-sustaining for the most part.
Yeah.
We should probably report our findings before they get snippy.
Oh no, they gave us an hour, right?
How long's it been?
It was 30 minutes just walking.
Yeah.
No, that's not right. If it was 30 minutes, they'd given you more than an hour. But we'll say about 15 minutes to walk the hydroponics thing. So 15 there, 15 back. That's half of your time. So you have a half hour to be messing around with this.
Yep.
Well, so let's mess around with this for a half hour, see what's what.
Thing goes and tries to get like the processes down. So like watches it where it goes and where it's gonna like drip into and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, each of the larger chambers, are growing a different food stuff. There is also some chambers that are supposed to be used to grow insect life. They're growing insects for like protein, but none of those are viable anymore.
Okay.
So y'all will be going, if y'all hang out here, y'all will be going strictly vegetarian for a while.
Then she just like, I think it wasn't just like at that point is just like, all right, well, is there anything else of note here besides like the whole setup they have going?
No, it's a fairly impressive setup.
Yeah, like Ozen's looking at it like, oh, so that's how this works. They usually just,
I mean, Coruscant has this sort of thing on a much larger scale. Though for the amount of food it can produce, this one seems to be very compact.
Yeah.
Very efficient.
Mm-hmm.
It's really efficient. But I think this is all we got here.
Well, maybe they'll let us go to other parts of the station.
Now that they know that we won't just immediately get gunned down by them.
Yeah.
Let's find out. And we'll start headed back.
Okay.
As we're heading back, I'll tell him. I still think this is the leverage we were looking for.
Yeah, probably. Alright, who the hell is texting me?
You coming to work?
I mean, you're not wrong, unfortunately.
Haha, nailed it.
They really asked you?
Yeah.
Like right now or like in the morning?
Yeah, I just told them what they needed to do and said have fun.
Here's where you can go, and no.
Basically.
That was the first thing I thought to. I was just telling them where they can go. Oh no, what they can do.
I mean,
Take a left, and then another left, and then go directly to hell.
All right, so Ozen and the captain walk back. As soon as you come into view of the little of the sled, one of the battle droids is like, "Sir, they're at, and they've got guns!" And all the droids come up with their guns.
They're not even on they're not even like on our purse. They're like holstered.
But you still got them.
When they say that, the tactical droid hops out of the cart and like behind the cart, like he's taking cover.
Are you all done?
Way too dramatic. That's organic levels of dramatic, really.
The tactical droid strikes back. There's no reason to be insulting.
Well, then don't point your damn guns at us.
The battle droids continue to point their gun. And then the tactical waves them down. He sends two of them over to fetch your guns. Where did you find these at?
On the bodies of your dead brethren.
Oh, that's right. We did lose two here. Why don't you go drag them back for me?
Why?
No, we can see if they can be reactivated or recycled. I'm certainly not going to do something wasteful like, have a funeral for them like you organics do.
Well,
We'll do that if you let us go get our food from our ship.
at least
I
enough
already
to keep
dispatched.
you
I already
satisfied
dispatched
in case.
BL and Roger to go and fetch your food.
Okay.
Well, give me a comm then. I need to get in touch with them.
He hands you a comm.
We're gonna need a few days worth.
Yeah, BL's like, okay. I mean, we'll have to go back and get some more because they've already gone to the ship, gotten back. Rappy and Io are already there.
Yeah.
But when you say that, tactical droid's like, oh, so you got the hydroponics up and running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can activate systems on the station. Fascinating.
It's gonna be a few days before the first bits of food are done.
But it's starting.
That is surprisingly quick.
Yep.
The station and the other two are very efficient. You can see why you wanted to salvage parts of it. Still not a good idea.
More to the point, we might be able to get more of the station operational, but we need to get more to the control center of the place.
Mm-hmm. From our initial scouting, we know where the control center is. Though it's been quite some time since we were able to get anywhere near it.
Well, there seems to be at least a decent chance the station will allow us near.
This
Now,
is definitely something to experiment with.
That being said, I believe I told you before I'm a freelancer, yes?
Yes, we established that you were a mercenary.
Yeah. So what else are we going to be getting out of this? Bringing more of the station online.
Well, your continued living is a big portion of your compensation.
Yeah, unfortunately for you, us living is a requirement for getting more of the station operational. So that's no longer a bargaining chip you have.
That's true. That's true. Though keeping your friends alive is still a bargaining chip, as they are not necessary.
Oh, they are. We're gonna need the rest of them.
Mm-hmm. What is it that you want?
Well.
And while y'all are debating, he turns to Toes and you can go ahead and go fetch the fallen droids. And he turns back to the captain and they keep going.
He rolls her eyes.
Send the old lady and to pull the droids out, please.
I'm sorry, just like, go, shoot.
Yep.
That mental
She
image.
very, very visibly rolls her eyes and then goes out and goes to grab them.
One of the battle droids like he's like
giant
that with all
battle
of us.
droids, or are they? Or
No, these are just the regular
giant...
old. These are just the regular old Roger battle droids.
Oh,
okay.
They're not super battle droids.
No.
Okay.
I'm just picturing Ozen trying to drag back like super battle droid levels of droid.
Just one hand
up there.
One hand up, scowl on her face as super battle droids are floating behind her, just like, really?
No. She's got one thrown up over each shoulder and she just walks out. Ugh. The force is my ally and the force is swole.
I'm swole in the force.
I am swole in the force.
That's really what she does with the little Rogers though. She slings one over her shoulder, the other one she's cradling like a baby.
I just had a Full Metal Alchemist flashback.
Oh god.
Armstrong just flexing, I am swole in the force. Just a Jedi, just body buildered up. Some Sith runs up, he just suplexes him instead of using the lightsaber.
I don't have my lightsaber, but I'm not out of options. My next
New
character.
Republic Championship Wrestling. All right.
This is how the International Lucha Libre League got started.
Darth Creatine.
Yeah.
Oh god.
All right. But anyway, the tactical droid
Right,
asked
folks.
the captain what you wanted. I'll give you a second.
It's almost as bad as. And the guy.
And he's going, carry on with another character probably for a while.
God.
All right. So you come back with the two of them. The other battle droids help you load them into the the back of the sled.
Just clink.
Meanwhile, back in the cafeteria, BL and Roger left basically when the Captain and Ozen left. So went off, fetched food, came back.
Tell R2 I love them.
But BL gets back and says he may have to have a stern talk with R2. He swung the turrets at us as we walked out. He didn't fire, but still.
The message was clear.
So yeah, you're sitting there eating, talking amongst yourselves, surrounded by battle droids.
I would have seen if BL or Roger would have snuck back like a deck of cards or something.
They don't appear to have now.
Monica.
Harmonica, yeah, just in the
I
corner.
mean, if you had asked specifically, then he might have brought something back, but on his own volition.
Bang on the.
Oh.
A tin can to bang on the door. Clink, clink.
No, tin cup to run across the bars.
Yep.
If they get sent back for more food, she would ask on that trip. Could you bring back like a deck of cards or something?
Sure, he can bring back some Sabbat cards.
Thanks.
It's not like R2 and the loading droid who were playing by themselves anyway.
R2 has a horrible poker face. Never gets a good hand, just whistles uncontrollably.
So, if Eric's back under control. So yeah, the tactical droid asked you what it is that you want then.
Trying to keep this thing out of the Empire's hands for one.
Well, best he could tell from the information he's looked over now, the Empire is basically the Republic under new management, so he has no issues with keeping that out of their hands. He finds it interesting and almost amusing that the Republic won and then basically split into two factions itself.
Biggest factions always do split like that.
Other than that,
The droid army never did.
You are living proof of that.
Being able to move around freely.
That last one is unlikely. Perhaps later there's been some trust earned. But at the moment, well, I will simply be frank with you. At the moment, your ship is the only way we have of leaving this station.
Is that your aim to leave?
Or at least to acquire the ability to, once we've determined where we need to go. Where we can do the most good.
For
Good.
who?
for our sides and for the
You-
goals of the Separatists.
You are your side. You are all that's left.
It seems unlikely that all the
Yet.
Separatist leaders were dead.
And yet,
Some, or their successors should still be in power somewhere.
if there are any remaining, they are in hiding and not in power.
Then I suppose we would simply keep opposing the Republic or the Empire now.
Fine.
Well, they're currently trying to take over Corpsec.
Corpsec. I'm trying to remember if the Separatists had Corpsec or if the Republic managed to keep Corpsec in the Clone Wars. Or if Corpsec kind of kept itself out.
I want to say Corpsec was either separatist or neutral. But I don't believe Corpsec was part of the Republic. At least I'm pretty sure it wasn't.
It was under Republic control at one point. But, you know, corruption being what it was in the late Republic, that the corporation basically ran everything. It was not part of the New Republic for quite some time, if ever. Let's see. Imperial era. Yeah, the majority of the systems remained neutral during the Clone Wars.
Okay.
So you may have had individual systems within the Corpsec that joined or didn't join, or that joined or that opposed. But generally speaking, they just stayed out of it and kept making their money.
Yeah.
Which means the tactical droid has no special love for Corpsec. Bunch of wishy-washy capitalists that couldn't pick a side.
I mean, they're not wrong. An apt description.
And once you get the droids loaded up, everybody else loads up in the sled. Most of this conversation is taking place on the drive back. There's also a few other spots he may send some of you or your buddies in to pull out some of his droids.
So we're gonna try to go by the control center later, or
yes, that would be a yeah. They can't get within two decks of that place without the station reacting to them.
You probably shouldn't have tried to, salvage parts of it.
We didn't realize just how functional the station still was when we started. And best we can tell, it's not self-aware, so it's not like we can just ask it to obey, local salvage laws.
Very well programmed.
This is a very advanced station. I would love to have complete control of it. But he takes you back to the little cafeteria type area that they've got set up. And you go in there, and BL basically asks for permission to go fetch some more food, to get the supplies up. The tactical droid gives him permission. He heads off with some other battle droids. Ozen and the captain are fed. When they come back, sure enough, BL has got the sabak, if I can pronounce it, sabak cards for Io.
Yes. Since I don't get to go wandering.
The tactical droid kind of looks over there, and BL shows it. It's literally just cards. So. Oh yeah, something to keep your minds active. Probably not a bad idea.
We're able to get where we need to go without it coming the station harming us.
Anything fun?
Hydroponics will be up in, well, we'll have something edible, if you can call it that, in a couple days.
Basically algae.
It's Keelik food.
But it is food.
Yeah. And she holds up like a pack of whatever.
Well, the thing is, the less of our own food supply we have to dig into to eat, the better off we'll be in the long run.
We get back in space. We are going grocery shopping, though.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Algae smoothies do not meals make.
No, they don't. I figured we could at least supplement.
Just one algae shake a day. The pounds will melt off. But once you're done eating, they offer to give you a little space to do exercises if you need some physical activity.
They throw a ball for us, and
No. They've just got a metal rod that they wiggle at you and then throw it and wait for you to go get it.
I don't know if you're joking or actually being serious.
No. They take you to a more open room that
But doing space tai chi.
Yeah, or whatever. And before he leaves, the tactical droid does tell you, the captain, that he will put together an information packet for you. A map of how to get to the control station.
Droids we need to pick up along the way.
He may have you also do some of that first, some trust building exercises, as it were. Let's see. He does take a moment, Doc, to ask you if you have thought over his offer anymore.
Doc will look at him. Be like, unfortunately, I'm afraid I'm going to decline your request.
Well, that is unfortunate. On the other hand, I and your captain seem to have, at least tentatively,
common interests.
Let's say reach an agreement. You haven't really made an agreement, but you made inroads to a possible agreement. So perhaps your medical skills will be of use, to help keep them healthy for some time. He'll be curious to get to know the captain, see what it is that inspires this loyalty out of his droids. He looks over at Keltzer. Has Keltzer been wearing her helmet the whole time?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I presume taking it off to eat, but...
Yeah, taking off to eat, but...
Holy shit! You're one of them.
He knows what a Mando is. They were involved with the Separatists. Uh, but but he does ask you. Your people are all often mercenaries. If I and the captain do not come to agreement, would it be possible for the two of us to come to a separate agreement?
He's paying me, so I work for him.
But if he were not in a position to pay you,
If he was dead,
or if I needed some side, well, yes, but that's not all. That's not what I'm implying at all.
it sounds like that's what you're implying.
But if we don't work out an agreement, and I need some other
Right.
job done.
My job is to protect him. Now, if you try to kill him, we'd have an issue.
So I could threaten to kill him if you didn't do something for me. And it wouldn't even be blackmail, it would just be making you do your job.
You threaten to kill him, I mean, eventually I'm just gonna get rid of you. So, do you really want to test that?
He glances around at the sheer number of battle droids he's got surrounding you all.
Sure, you really want to test that?
I suppose there's no need to, though I'm not overly concerned about it. You are unarmed at the moment, after all.
Did he check us all for weapons, right?
Yes, you were searched for weapons.
Thoroughly searched?
Yes, it was a pretty thorough search.
Okay.
They took comm links, they took weapons. Ooh. Is your comm link built into your helmet, though?
I would have two, one in the helmet and one when I was going incognito, not in the armor.
Would you have had that one with you? I mean, do you keep it on your belt?
The one if I were out of my armor, yeah. Just in case if I needed to get out of it.
Okay. So if you were wearing that one, they would have taken that one and probably not have thought about the helmet. This tactical droid knows what a Mando is, but didn't actually work with any of them, so. But after your exercise period, you are escorted back to your cell. When you get there, there are some mats on the floor now.
Aw, they thought of us.
I mean, we could just sleep on our ship.
Yeah, BL speaks. I don't think they're going to trust us that much.
Fair, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, is there anything y'all plan to do through I'm going to say night? Which the station probably has some sort of simulated day-night cycle.
Probably. Meditate on the Force. That's it.
Long distance monitoring the cube.
Okay. But no breakout attempts or anything like that.
Nah.
To the night.
No.
Okay. Do you play any of your cards?
I mean, if anyone wants to play Sabak, she'll play just to pass some time.
Yeah, Kelser would.
BL's always down for a game of Sabak.
Goes in sheets and reads their minds.
So it comes down to between you and BL, so who's going to be the winner then? Because you can't read BL's mind.
True.
Roger just stands over at one side, just watching you.
Goes over next to Roger. Who you betting on?
I don't have anything to gamble with.
No, you don't have to gamble like actual things, just for the heck of it. If you had something to bet on.
I'll bet on BL.
I'll go with BL too. I mean, Ozen's good, but BL's got that droid brain.
Exactly.
And strategy.
Jedi's can't do any of the weird stuff with the droid brain.
Exactly. I mean, maybe if
As
she...
far as you know.
I mean, unless she...
He looks at what I... Jedi can't do anything with droid brains, correct?
As far as I'm aware, I mean, I'm not a Jedi.
She just smiles and feels her hand.
Kind of a little less sure. Like, I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's two different things. It'd be like me trying to use the Force. Effectively, yeah, I know that whole, the Force is all around us.
I could teach you.
My life, my love, my lady is the computers.
So who all was playing cards?
I gave up to watch the duel off between BL and Ozen.
Yeah, that would be a good duel off to see.
Just everyone watching them. Don't get nervous or anything.
Yeah.
I'll roll con.
It's not con, it's gambling. Gambling is its own skill.
Ah. Still 4D.
How many dice does BL have in gambling?
Enough. 2.
We can look at his sheet.
BL been doing stuff.
I got a 13.
BL.
I'm rolling for BL, Sarah. He got a 13. What'd you say you got?
I also got a 13.
Everybody not involved in the card game, give me a perception.
Okay.
Give me a sec.
I got a 10.
Also a 10.
Okay.
Okay, guys.
Got a 15.
Okay, so that's 3 10s in a row. And then the real dice roll something different. That makes sense.
Sorry. I mean, I can roll and see if I get a 10 on the computer, like here.
Now it's just to see if you get a 10 just for giggles, even though you got a 15.
No, most.
Close! So close!
So close.
It's funny.
For those who can't see the roll 20, she got a 9. Everybody else got 10s. All right. Most of you don't notice it. Kelser, like I said, Roger's just standing over to one side watching. But he's up against the wall, kind of behind Ozen. And you see him making like little head shakes and little hand things, and
I love it.
and I forget what did you roll on your?
We both rolled 13.
13. So it comes out to more or less a draw. But Kelter, you're aware that Roger had a little help. I mean that BL had a little help.
That's fantastic. Droid solidarity.
No, the narrative here is Ozen.
Gotta resist the fleshies.
Ozen who ostensibly can't read the minds of droids, still tied, even with the bastard behind him helping him out.
Basically, because you're better at gambling.
Yes.
You know, the droids play a very mechanically sound game of sabacc. Humans are much better at the bluffing aspect.
Mm-hmm.
But all right. But the next day, the tactical droid comes into your room, still with an entourage of bodyguards at all times. He doesn't quite trust you yet. But he is he's got one of those trust exercises for you. It's going to be an all-day affair. Somewhat labor-intensive. There was a rather large squad that got disabled that he needs you to go fetch. You'll be given a couple of sleds to carry it, so maybe it won't be too bad.
Are they near anything relevant?
He doesn't really tell you what they're near. If you ask specifically, it was like, well, they're not near the control center for sure.
All right.
Do the rest of us get to come on the field trip?
I think this is an all hands on deck situation.
It would make it a lot quicker. Get to do more trust exercises.
Yeah, this is a trust exercise, so yes, he's gonna send you all out and see what happens. The danger of you running is, he thinks, minimal because you don't know where the control center is. It could, you're in a station the size of a city. It could take you days to find it, and he's not sending you with any food. So,
during this little field trip, Kelster's gonna keep tracks of where they're going.
So he sends y'all off, keeping track of where it's going, looking around you. You realize you're driving past a few of the other docking bays. Not ones particularly close to your ship, but
do they
Pull it
activate?
out and come around.
Do they activate or do make any signs of activation while we're there, or?
Well, the doors are closed. Now, if you stop and go check them, I mean,
That's fair.
so do you do a little bit of exploring, or do you just beeline to where the droids are supposed to be?
If it's supposed to be an all-day thing anyway, we'll just see what the task is. If it's just get a bunch of droids in the thing, then probably dilly-dally just a little bit, but not immediately when we get there, or not immediately on the route there. Maybe later on if we see anything else on the way,
or even on the way back.
Yeah. So you show up. You load the sleds up with battle droids, super battle droids, one destroyer droid.
Telekinesis to destroy a droid. So I'm not picking that damn thing up.
It's the first one of those you've actually seen here.
Nothing's coming at us.
No, nothing's been bothering you.
Any
Nothing gets triggered by your vehicle.
Are there any panels?
Oh, sure, by some of the doors.
I holding up security kit. Eh? Want me to go play? Check out? See what it is?
getting stir crazy.
Must computer. Must computer.
I've only had Sabacc cards for entertainment. I haven't been able to hack a single thing. It'd be rude to start hacking our captors.
By the time you left this morning, Doc, Bill, and Roger were all in one corner, backs against the wall, facing her.
She's getting twitchy. She's getting that look.
Well, might as well see if we can learn anything.
Yes.
Alright, give me a roll.
Because why not? We're 10 minutes out.
It,
Nice.
I was just thinking that. She rolled a 69.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is definitely a trust in the Force roll.
Mm-hmm.
And the Force is feeling frisky.
The Force is all around us.
It's the frisky side of the Force. Alright. So you walk up. Alright, it's a panel. Oh, it's also the door control. You just press one of the buttons, the door opens. Psst. Huh. And then you just keep on hacking, see what else you can find.
Open the door.
Open
Found
the
the
door. Oh, it's a
grocery
hangar
list.
bay. It's a hangar bay. Full of what looks like powered down battle droids, huh?
Close the door. No.
Now I'm just picturing one battle droid turning and looking at you. Turn off that light!
dang light. We ain't done.
But so you hack into this, and it's a bunch of the door controls in the area tied in together. You can look at the life support stuff. You can't make adjustments to life support from this, but you can pull up the information of different areas, and it tells you, it tells you kind of what the air mixture is, how the life support's working. Everything seems to be working pretty well. There's some error messages that you're able to trace back to areas a little bit further back that the droids that you could tell driving past there that the droids had done some salvaging.
Can she pinpoint how many droids total are on the station, even with like the garage of droids she just opened?
Nothing on this panel seems to be... It's like you can tell, okay, all these hangar bays are closed, but you can't tell if they are like full of droids or if they're just empty. You could probably find a log of like the last time they were accessed. And several of them in the area were accessed around the same time. But in like, hey, this one was accessed, and then a little bit later was the last time this one was accessed, and a little bit later was the last time this one over here was accessed. Kind of like they may have been gradually filling up as much as they could.
Yeah. Okay.
So, if the 3 or 4 that you're looking at on the log are all full of droids, that's a lot of droids.
That's a lot of droids. A lot of deactivated, like, sleeping droids, but that's a lot of droids. Any, like, record of who put them there? Like a name or anything? Or just that they were put
Just
there?
the door. You're just looking at a log of the doors opening and shutting.
Alrighty. The worst game show of what's behind door number 2.
No kidding.
There is one bay that best you can tell, it's physically the furthest away from you of the ones you're looking at now. It's well past the area that was otherwise salvaged. There's a lot of traffic through that one.
Could she go peek at it?
That would involve getting in and driving most of the way back.
On the way back, can she peek at it?
But yes, you could absolutely pick at it on the way back.
Okay.
Oh, great. We're going to unleash the actual Borg and actually cross the streams.
No. There's just
No.
more activity. I mean, they could have just been replenishing their force, maybe.
But, so yeah, you're driving back, and you're out of the area where the droids are afraid to go at this point. But you stop at that bay. You just walk up, open the door like usual.
What's in here?
It opens up, and this it's another one of those big hangar bays. But this one is like full of not construction equipment, but like fabrication equipment. Stuff that, you recognize the make and model of some of this stuff. This is clearly stuff the Separatists brought in with them.
Okay.
There are some partially assembled droids laying around. On tables and stuff. It's like the last batch that they didn't quite get enough parts to really finish.
Spare parts room.
There are also a couple of up and mobile and active battle droids that look around when the door opens.
Sorry,
Hey.
I was looking for the fresher.
You're not supposed to be here.
I was looking for the fresher. I'm sorry, close the door.
Roll me a con roll.
40's alright.
Yeah, 40's fine.
Hey, 15's not bad.
Yeah.
And this would be versus their perception.
Perception, I guess, yeah. There's no real insight check here.
And they literally rolled a 2.
I was totally looking for the fresher.
Just as the door starts to shut, one of them goes, "Oh, it's around the corner," and then it's cut.
Thank you! So that's another thing.
Well, you knew they were building droids on the station some kind of way. So.
Yeah, but now we know where they're doing it.
But you get back. TF-212 is very happy. He orders a couple of battle droids to take the sleds to. Well, he rattles off the number of the dock that you just peeked in. Hopefully they get these units back up and running. If not, maybe they can get other units up and running with them. He asks if you had any trouble. Tomorrow he thinks he may send one of his battle droids with you to see if the station reacts to it, or if it being with the lot of you acts some sort of shield, or causes the station to look at it as a non-threat.
It goes the other way around and kill everyone, all of us here indiscriminately.
Oh, that's a good
Doc
point.
has been traveling with us, and
That is a good point. He'll send the Mando and one of his battle droids and see what happens. Because, obviously the Mando and the Twi'lek are the more expendable of your organics. And the Mando is armored, so out of those two, the most likely to be able to get out.
Calculated risk.
Of course, he calculates all the risks.
I was too good at math, though.
Oh.
There is nothing that I have not made calculations for.
And
then you hear a wait, what now?
Oh, go ahead.
He goes, there's nothing I have not made calculations, no threat I have not made calculations for. And then you hear a battle droid screaming over the comms that they have ships dropping out of hyperspace in the system. I'm sorry, Sarah. I didn't quite catch that. I think you were muted.
I think the force that is all around us got it.
Yeah. I think the Force caught it.
There might be children listening and watching to this later. Clearly, I said duck.
And that's where we're at here, with his head snapping around to the droid that was saying that. So, I hope y'all had a good time.
Oh yeah.
You've made friends, you've influenced droids.
We could retire here. It'd be a great place.
If it keeps standing.
All the algae. All the algae you could eat. Just have to replenish the bug supply. It'd be great.
Oh, I was gonna say, so I have a +1 to my con that I didn't factor in. So I would have beat that droid's ass even with them cheating.
Okay, Jeremy. Okay.
I'm just
you beat
saying.
the droid. Okay. It's okay. We'll just say Ozen let BL tire.
Yeah.
Ozen knew that Roger was behind doing the motions and felt bad. Wanted it to be interesting.
So anyway, hope anybody that's watching enjoyed it, or come by and watch later. Hope you'll be back next week. If you're looking for more games this week, Jeremy, what do we have on tap here at Diabear?
We've got False Colony Nights tomorrow with JT. I believe they're back to their regular old seasonal show, their main show. On Thursday is A Knight's Ransom with Pink Rambo. I don't think they're doing the other Wild Beyond the Witchlight on Monday, because they had specific dates that they put down, and I don't remember which ones are which. But whether or not they do it then, you can check back to us on Tuesday for Remnant Shadow, Star Wars Actual Play.
We will see y'all then. Where's the